podcast, and I hate to do this, but damn, this just in: George Foreman has passed away. Shit. Let's talk about it right after this. Yo, this is crazy. This is news right now. Breaking news, breaking news. George Foreman has just passed away. It's being reported all through the internet right now. Shit, that's all I can say about that one. Like I was actually running a test real quick on the show, working out some kinks in my new software, and come to find out, the great George Foreman has passed away. I'm here joined by my co-host, my man Hamza, aka boxing scientist. I don't know, you got something playing in the background. But
My bad, bro.
no, you good, you good.
I had Johnny to hang out. I was telling him that George Foreman passed.
That's crazy. I'm actually just, we live right now, so you want to talk about it. But I mean, I feel like you ever see like you ever think like some people are just never gonna be alive forever. I feel like George Foreman like happened to be one of those dudes that was invincible. Like it's kind of crazy the history of George, right? And everything that he's accomplished, and I mean, from Ali to Holyfield, like we're talking about a guy that fought in different eras, bro. You know what I mean? And it's kind of surreal. I remember being a kid. Somebody said, "What you mean, George is still alive?" They're reporting right now. He passed away, man. Just so sugarfoot.
On that, they was like he passed away.
Yeah, they said he passed away. I mean,
it's right here. Look,
yeah, George Foreman.
they reported it on The Voice.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I remember when George was making the comeback, because I was too young. He was, I think, he was fighting like in the 70s, right, or something like that. And I just remember the history he made, winning the belt, becoming a heavyweight champion. I think in his was it 50s or 40s, late 40s? I don't even remember. Like, I gotta brush my whatever. But not only that, becoming a successful businessman, and the George Foreman grill is kind of crazy. This shit is wild. QT says yes. This is breaking news. Not even ESPN yet. I mean, I hope it's not true. I hope I'm 100% wrong. But
no, it's on the Boxing Voice.
the Boxing Voice posted it. Ness posted it. People are posting it right now, all through the internet. It's funny. I watched this movie. I think it was an okay movie and whatnot, but
He died at 76.
76 years old.
1968 Olympic gold medal, winner of two-time heavyweight champion of the world.
It's kind of crazy, man. I mean, this is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, one of the hardest hitting heavyweights of all time. People were scared of George. George is one of the most beloved figures in the boxing world. White America, Black America. It didn't matter where you came, what walk of life that you came from. George was just, what he was. I mean, I don't even know what to say. He also named like all his kids George, which is crazy. Which
Yeah,
is
that's
really
see.
crazy.
We had a conversation earlier. That's trust fund talk. That's why they do that. That's why Gary Russell and all of them got the same name like that. It's not by coincidence that they do that. They do it for a reason. But
Well,
man, boxing heaven, George. You lived a very fruitful life. You came out with that Foreman grill. You was trying to get people healthier. You know, man, it's just God, the supreme being, rights his own wrongs in its own time. And, you can't be around forever.
you know what's crazy? I'm reading just on his Wikipedia, right? Minister, author. He competed in 1967 and 1970 and was nicknamed Big George. He's a two-time world heavyweight champion, an Olympic gold medalist, an entrepreneur. I mean, the accomplishments is just insane with George, man. I just remember him being, I think it was on HBO, and hearing the commentary and all of that. But like, at 46 years old, he was the oldest heavyweight champion in history. He came back and forth for retirement, won the belt. I think it was against Mora, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Michael Moore
Michael
stopped his
Mora.
ass with a 1-2.
Yep. Bro, he had 68. Bro, he had, with a final record of 76 wins, 68 by a knockout and 5 losses. That is absolutely crazy. QT says, I was a little kid. My folks took me to watch him fight. Jerry Cooney, his hand game was serious. And absolutely. I mean, the guy hit like a ton of bricks. I mean,
His defense was very underrated too.
Big George. Listen, Big George was what he was, and it's funny just watching like the movie and stuff like that, and you watch him, when he fought Ali, and then when he retired, and then made the comeback, and he was kind of fat, but he still could punch, and he just became lovable. Like people absolutely adored this man, and boxing is definitely taking a loss. Foreman was inducted into the World Boxing Hall of Fame, International Boxing Hall of Fame. In 2002, he was named one of the top 25 greatest fighters of the past 80 years by The Ring. The Ring ranked him as the ninth greatest puncher of all time. He was a ringside analyst for HBO's boxing coverage for 12 years until 2004. Outside boxing, he was a successful entrepreneur and known for his promotion of the George Foreman Grill, which sold more than 100 million units worldwide. In 1999, he sold the commercial rights to the grill for $138 million. I mean, it's crazy, man. Like just reading up on
That
this
is
legend.
capital. That's capital right there. That's how you liquidate your bread. That's a great business.
What do you remember about Big George?
Man, I watch him almost every day on Rainy Day Boxing. Shout out to the channel Rainy Day Boxing. They show all fighters training in their prime, champions. And George Foreman has like 2 or 3 videos training in his prime. A young George and an older George, man. He was just very skillful. He was a good fighter. And I just, watching his Rainy Day, I remember him pulling like a Hummer, a big truck. He had like a harness on his chest, and he would just be walking, pulling it. Then they showed him chopping wood, and then like his older video, I always remember how he caught punches with his hands in front of him, and I was looking at him the other day, and the way he knocked out Jerry Cooney with the walk-off uppercut, like man, he was nasty in there. George Foreman was nasty.
Yeah, people are now getting hip to it right now. They're responding. People think I'm lying. No, this is not a lie, guys. George Foreman has passed away. I mean, what's crazy too is, to take the time off that he took off, and I forgot exactly what was the reason for him taking off or whatnot, but to still come back and become world champion at such an at whatever age that was absolutely insane. To be honest with you, and
He said that Ali loss had kind of like crippled him for a minute.
yeah, I mean, damn, I never met George Foreman, so but I definitely grew up on him. He said, I bought a stack of them grills, MAW, and handed out as Christmas presents to the family. No, I mean, everybody had a George Foreman grill. Like, I can only imagine if you didn't have one. The audio.
No, I know. I was on mute.
Oh, okay.
Everybody had a George Foreman grill, bro.
Everyone. Yeah, it's unfortunate that we praise some of our heroes late, but George was loved, man. He was really, really loved, like legit loved, man. Man, I don't even know what to
remember
say.
He checked Jim Lampley over Prince Nassim too. I remember that he checked Jim Lampley because when Prince Nassim lost to Marco Antonio Barrera, and then he was saying, "Well, it's up to Allah is the reason why I lost. It's all in the hands of Allah." And it's Ramadan, so Ramadan Mubarak. And George Foreman was like, "Man, I don't like the things that you were saying about Prince Nassim, man. You need to watch what you say. Like, you gotta when if somebody gets some time, you could go back and watch that. Like, he really checked Jim Lampley for speaking on Prince Nassim's religious status. It was a good. George Foreman was a great analyst.
Yeah, I just remember that big smile from such a big man. Like, it was just kind of crazy. Like, he was so, overpowering. The history of him fighting Ali. He fought Ali in Africa, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did. Ali Bomaye.
Ali Boumaier. Yeah. Bro, like, this is,
Ali played that mental game with him and kind of like, and you said, and the one thing I noticed, he said Ali was a good friend of his, and he said, man, he was a good man because he could have really hurt me when I was going down. He was like, he was like, he could have hit me another time and clipped me, but he just let me fall.
Yeah.
He was like, man, people don't realize that, but George was liked because he never took it personal. It was about boxing.
QT says George was loved by the public, even though he was super violent in the ring. Always admired that. Yeah, I remember the fights with Holyfield. I remember those. Even at his age, still doing what he needed to do. I mean, that's impressive. And yeah, I don't know how many years did he not fight before he decided to come back. Like, to take that much time off and come back is absolutely crazy. Just heard the news: the hardest hands in boxing passed away. Bovado. This is sad, man. This is definitely a sad day in boxing. I wish I had some type of a tribute for him. All I just got is the memories of watching him as a kid.
He was from Marshall, Texas, born January 10th, so he was either a Capricorn or an Aquarius. His children, George Foreman III, Frida Foreman, George Foreman IV, Georgetta Foreman. They had more kids. Roy Foreman, sibling. Parents, Nancy Foreman and Leroy Moorhead.
Yeah.
J.D. Foreman, he was 6'4", 260. He was one of the real big heavyweights in the era of the big heavyweights.
People were petrified of him when he got in the ring. MEW says he took 10 years off but came back and still climbed up to be heavyweight champion of the world. Will that ever be duplicated? I don't know, man. I mean,
to take 10 years off, listen, I'm going to say this, because Sean Porter was just sparring some people, and he was like, I'm not what I used to be.
Yeah.
Stop saying it's an honor to spar me. And it's not like a dig at Sean, but it shows you the difference in skill set with the boxers, because he took 10 years off and competed at the highest level. Yeah. And Sean is saying he can't even spar.
Listen, he came back. Taking 10 years off and not being active, and, he came back with the belly, still trained, still hit like a ton of bricks. Listen, it's not easy to take off from the sport and then come back and perform at the highest level. Not only that,
40s.
Yeah, 100%. And then, and to win the championship and say you're going to win the championship, still do it. And not only that, become rich beyond belief because of something that you were passionate about and were pushing, and then get bought out for almost $200 million, $138 million. It's heaven sent. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's God right there. That's the supreme being, man. actually treat people the right way and do what you're supposed to do, you get those blessings, man. Well, I already know he getting the pass at the gates from the pharaohs and the kings,
Yeah,
because they, if you read the books, they guard the gates. So
yeah.
like he gonna get his easy pass, most definitely.
Sheldon says the one thing I remember about Foreman is the sweet voice he had for a man of his stature. No pause. No, absolutely. I mean, he was just people loved him. The public loved him. I mean, you know, people loved Ali's brash. They loved how he spoke, how he talked trash. But George Foreman might be the most beloved boxer in regards to just people likability. People wanted to be around him. You know, George was. I mean, this guy was in Good Morning America. He was everywhere. Like he literally, people didn't see color. They didn't see anything when it came to Big George. He was just loved, man. And it's crazy that he fought in the '70s and in the '90s. Like that's wild. That is
That is
really crazy.
that is bonkers.
Wow, Big George Foreman. It's crazy. I seen a post and I just walked past. I just literally just ignored the post, and then you said he died. So, oh shit, that's what that post was about. And in the post is just him smiling, all big, and I'm just like, damn, that's the George I remember. You know, I mean, George
Oh,
Foreman versus Holyfield was
we gotta
crazy.
give him we gotta give him a 10 bail count.
Yeah.
Hold
Young
on
Slim
one
says,
second.
hold on, George Foreman versus Holyfield was crazy. George Chin was made of iron in that fight, 12 rounds. Yeah,
We gotta
George,
give him the 10 bail, John.
I don't have a bell. Why am I going to do
No,
that?
I do. I do. A moment of silence for a 10 bail for George. Man, bro, box in peace, Big George,
Yeah.
man.
Somebody said, I remember the first time I seen his fight, it was aired on ABC around the time of his return. Yeah, I mean, George Foreman was iconic. I mean, you know, when you think boxing, you always think Ali, but Foreman is definitely one of those names that is going to be entrenched or written in boxing history, man. Like, I mean, I don't think anyone has ever done what he's done. This is expected, but it's still devastating. Absolutely. I mean, everybody has to eventually go through this, but you know, some people you look at invincible. I mean, George Foreman, Michael Jordan, guys like that. You kind of think they're gonna live forever in a sense. And
I've heard people say when they seen Michael Jordan, it looked like Jesus was walking to him. It's
yeah,
unreal
yeah,
because you only seen him on TV, and to see him in real life is unreal. And I get it because, I mean, some people would say things like that about other famous players like LeBron, but man, when you actually like, I tell you one thing, I don't get like that struck, but being around them type of guys, man, you do feel the energy.
yeah,
Like I've been around Floyd before in his gym, you feel it. Like you when he walk in the gym, you just feel his like, and then he about to spar, it's just you feel it.
yeah.
Pause.
No facts. He died. I think today. I don't know what time he died or whatnot, but it was just announced maybe a few minutes ago, maybe about 30 minutes ago or something. But I had an email. I didn't even check it. I was actually running some tests on the show, trying to fix some things, and then Troy pointed it out. He's like, "Yo, George Foreman died." And I kind of just did a double take. Like, what? Like, what do you mean he died? Like, George is supposed to be alive forever. Like, it's absolutely crazy. Do you fellas have a favorite fight of his? See, I'm not as old as some of these people, so the most memorable fight I remember was him in Holyfield. When he fought Holyfield, and you know, 46 years old, gave Holyfield everything he can. I think they fought twice, if I'm not mistaken. Lono's boxing, what's up? Yeah, he passed away tonight. Yeah, I just remember, like I said, the commentary, how big of a deal it was when he came back, and even watching his movie, I was excited when that movie was going to drop of George Foreman, and I watched it, and what I took away from it was that no man is perfect, right? But that doesn't mean that you can't live a perfect life in a sense. I don't know if that makes any sense,
No, it makes perfect sense.
But yeah, I mean, I just feel like you know his heart was always in the right place. He was a good person, and again, the story his story is historical. Like it's really
He took 10 years off and came back and smoked a man for the title. And
yeah
then he said when he won, he was going to get on his knees and pray. And he literally did it.
yeah 10 years off, 10 years off, man. Wow, that
He was
is
really,
crazy.
that's Heems, bro. That's all skill. That means you really got skills.
Yeah, I mean, skills, desire, you're blessed.
He definitely has smoked Dizza.
Yeah, man. I mean, who else did he fight? I'm trying to remember all the time. I'm about to go through his box
Man, he
record.
fought Joe Frazier.
Joe Frazier, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He fought everybody there with Jerry Cooney. He
Ken
didn't get
Norton,
to fight Larry Holmes, but he fought the who's who, bro.
yeah. That's crazy. I'm gonna go on George Foreman's box rec so we can kind of go through it real quick. He literally 76-5, bro. 68 knockouts. He got knocked out one time. Who did he get knocked out by?
Ali.
Yes, it was Ali. Jesus
That's
Christ.
it. There was gold medalists against gold medalists. Ali is
Jesus.
the only man that's stopping, bro.
You know what's crazy, right? And I don't mean to knock any of these. A lot of these fighters have a high knockout ratio, right? You're like, this guy got a 98%, 92% knockout ratio. And then you go and be like, but who did he fight? When you say that about George Foreman, he had an 89.47 knockout ratio. You know what I
That's
mean?
berserk.
His last fight was November of 1997 with Shannon Briggs. He fought Luce, what's his name? I can't even say his name. Savarese. He was 36-0. Beat Michael Moore, who was 35-0 at the time. Took the belt from him. That was in '94. Tommy Morrison. This is his recent. In '91. He came. When did he
Oh
come
yeah, I
back?
forgot. He did. He bust Tommy Morrison's pack.
Yeah, he did. Let me see when he came back. He took off. Okay, so he took off in '77. Came back in '87. I was fucking young as shit. Jesus Christ. When he came back.
I
But
was 7.
it's crazy. Let's start from the beginning of his career. I think it's the beginning. Is it the beginning? Here it is. I mean, his resume speaks for itself. Like it's crazy. Hold on. When the hell do we get? Let me see.
He started in the 60s.
Hold on one second. Bring it on, my guy. Hold on, my guy. Low nose boxing. Hold on. What's up, brother?
Having a high knockout percentage is one thing because a lot of guys do, but then when they step up their level of competition, they don't knock dudes out. George Foreman was knocking out Joe Frazier. He knocked out Kenny Norton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He knocked out a prime Michael Moore, the first southpaw heavyweight ever. George Foreman was one of the students that learned the move that I like, the cross guard, the cross block. He knocked out Jerry Cooney. He went 12 tough rounds with a prime Evander Holyfield. He was arguably robbed against a prime Shannon Briggs. George Foreman is top five, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, hands down. To come back from a different, see, what he did is something that we talk about certain things that might not be done again. Somebody to retire for 10 years and come back and not just be relevant, but to become a champion after losing a prior title shot. And I saw his movies. His movie's one of the best boxing movies I've seen because it was not only a boxing movie, it was also a movie about faith as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
George Foreman was he had his past and he became a child of Christ as well, godly man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I remember in the movie, his wife woke up and said his wife didn't want him to come back. His wife said, "I had a vision from God." said that you're gonna be the heavyweight champ again, and you're gonna lift him up. Before he's gonna lift you up in front of millions of people, and you're gonna lift him up. Something to that extent. And like Hamza said, he did what he said he was gonna do. He knocked the dude out, got
Yeah.
on his knees and prayed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he fought Frazier in Jamaica. I just seen this.
He knocked him out
ACP.
twice. Nobody knocks Frazier out like that.
It's crazy.
Nobody.
Joe's.
Styles makes fights. Foreman would have knocked out Tyson too because Tyson would have been tougher because Tyson was better than Frazier, better defense than Frazier, faster than Frazier. But Foreman in his prime would have knocked Tyson out too, in my opinion.
No, he would have, bro. He was just hitting too hard, and he had that real skill set.
And
Because you gotta
Hamza, you know what's
remember.
crazy? Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Foreman, right, in his younger years, his gas tank wasn't the same. But as an older fighter, it goes to show you that your nerves, your calmness, and everything, your comfortability makes a lot of difference with your stamina. Because as an older fighter, his stamina was more relaxed. And if you look at him under pressure, even when that moment when Evander was throwing like fucking 15 punch combinations, Foreman was one of the most common. As an older fighter, when he was older, he was one of the most
Yeah.
common guys you've seen there never cracked under pressure, never nervous. When he was younger, he was more aggressive. He was more nervous. He was a young guy. But as an older fighter, he was more calm. Did you notice that, or was it just me?
No, I noticed it because over time, sitting on your technique and watching, and being involved with boxing so long, you kind of settle into things and you realize it is what it is. That's what I'm saying. Like when you grow with boxing, you start understanding more things. And then his skill set, like I was saying earlier, like it's all skills, man. You gotta have skills. Foreman was one of the most skilled heavyweights, defensively and offensively.
Somebody said it's weird. He stopped fighting in '77 at age 28, then came back in '87. 10 years later at
Yeah,
37 years old. That's crazy.
yeah. Before Jimmy, I think he fought somebody. He fought somebody that he had a slugfest with. Then he lost to somebody else. Then he retired. After he retired, that's when he had that situation that happened to him in the dressing room, a near death experience. Near
Yeah.
death experience. You know, and he woke up out of that. He woke up and got into himself and got into a better person after that. You know what I mean? Like I said, that's an amazing movie, bro. I love that movie. It's a
Yeah.
great movie.
I remember when it was coming out, and I was like, I gotta see this movie. Like, I'm super excited. But he touched so many people, out even outside of boxing, bro. Like,
No, you
just
broke the news, bro. By the way, you broke the news because I didn't notice. Because I'll be on IG, I skimmed through IG, people were posting.
yeah,
I didn't see nothing. I heard you say it. So I Googled it real fast. It said, I just posted it right now. George Foreman, rest in peace.
yeah. I mean, Sheldon said he wants you to rate George Foreman's technical boxing. Hamza, wow. This,
What
His
happened?
technical boxing was like a 10 because back then it wasn't about your size. Like anybody could touch you. Like, and for him to take off 10, listen, it has to be a 10 because he took off mad years, came back older, and was better fighting the new era of heavyweights, bro.
yeah,
Yeah. And not only did George Foreman come back to become a champion again, he did it in arguably one of the best eras ever. Like we just said, like when I talk about heavyweights and people compare heavyweights to today, yeah, you had the glory days with Ali and them. I didn't grow up then, but I give them their props because I watched, I did my due diligence to watch them. But I grew up watching the '90s, and I'm talking about the early mid '90s when Riddick Bowe, Evander, Lennox Lewis, George Foreman, Michael Moore, Ray Mercer, Tommy Morrison, Lennox Lewis. Right. Later on, you had Shannon Briggs, Tua, you know. Foreman was a champion in one of the best. He was a champion in two of the best eras in heavyweight history. How do you like that one? He was the world champion in the glory days, right? With Ali and Foreman, Frazier and them guys, and Kenny Norton. And then he was a world champion in the era with Lennox. And even though there's some guys he didn't get a chance to fight, but he got work with dudes, bro. He did. You know what I mean? Foreman definitely, you know, if he was a little awkward, as skilled as he was a little awkward too. That's what made him dangerous. So like Michael Madonna, but he had fundamentals over his awkwardness. You know what I mean?
But let's think about this. How many fighters, not just heavyweights, have 76 wins in boxing? It's crazy.
Man,
81
dude
fights.
was real.
Like, I mean, that's unheard of. It's
I mean,
literally unheard of, bro. Like,
not not to down that. There's a lot of fighters that had in the past that had 70 something wins, but not all of them were on the level of George Foreman.
but
You know
not
what I
only
mean?
that, but 76 wins after, and it's taking 10 years off. It's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
76 wins added to your 10 years. Yeah, of course, absolutely.
that's absolutely crazy.
It's not like he came back and had 4 or 5 fights and became champion. No, he came back and had a whole career. He came back and literally started from the bottom like a prospect does. You go in there and put him in there with guys that he's supposed to knock out to work on his skills and build his confidence up and worked his way up. He didn't just come out and say, all right, because you Foreman and you're a legend, we're going to give you a title shot. No, he came up and literally worked his way back up there, doing fight after fight, taking up tune up after tune up to get himself there. You know what I mean? And then lost at his shot and then worked his way back and got another shot and won, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah, that's official right there, bro. He didn't just come back. Ray Leonard came back and went straight into a commercial fight and got smoked, right?
Yeah.
We see a lot of guys do it.
Yeah.
Foreman came out and had a whole nother career, 20-something. Found out how many fights he had after his retirement. That's what you need to look up. How many fights he had after retirement when he came back 10 years later?
No, that's.
I'm sure like it was 20. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even watch no more. Cause dog, that shit is crazy.
I mean,
and mind you, Cooney was one of his comeback fights. How do you like that one? Jerry Cooney, a former champion who could also knock your head off the shoulders.
Blazed him.
Blazed him. Highlight reel.
That's his boost. Somebody said 1 win per years of age. Oh, that's crazy. How old was he?
And mind you, as an older man, once again, another credit for him.
Oh, snap. He had 76 wins, and he died at 76.
That's crazy. That is absurd. That's crazy.
That's supreme mathematics, bro.
Yeah, that's
real talk. That's supreme mathematics.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And evidently, when you add 7 and 6 together, you get 13. And when you add 1 and 3 together, you get 4. And due to the African law, we are in the season of the 4 right now, which is Ma'at. So that means he get his pass. He followed the law on the first day of spring. It's the first day of the new year.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff trending on TikTok right now. I gotta hang up. Low your audio.
Yo, your brothers have a great one, man.
All right. Yeah, his phone was acting up. I don't know what the hell it was. You guys should be able to hear me a little better now. Yeah, I mean, shit, dude. Like, I don't even know what to say at this point. Like, I don't know what to say.
Shannon Briggs was saying, "Sleep it off, champ."
Yeah. Yeah. Let me know if you guys if I'm still low. I should be good now. I hear myself in my headphones, but yeah, 76 wins and he died at 76 is crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
It's not crazy, bro. That's the supreme being letting you know you've done enough. It's time to go. It's a life in death.
Yeah.
And I know people don't understand that, but this is living your life. When you really in life, that's when you have to transition. Go back to the consciousness, bro. It's real. During Ramadan, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, that's crazy. Somebody said it's low. They said my mic is low. Hold on. Trying to fix it for you guys right now. I don't know why it would be low at this point, but it is low. Keep talking, Hamza. Keep talking. Let me see if I can fix it real quick.
Yeah, no, you good, man. Just shout out to George Foreman. Y'all got to take things more serious. Some of these people who are around, you should really give them their flowers while they're here. Flowers while they're here.
All right, we should be back. I should be back now.
Give them their flowers because when they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
So you should really give him their flowers, man. And how you give George Foreman his flowers is by watching his footage and implementing the things he talked about in boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of the people he used to talk very highly about is Floyd. Like he used to commentate a lot of Floyd Mayweather's fights. He commentated the Floyd Mayweather fight against Diego Corrales, and he always had good information when commentating the fights.
I remember listening to him and
Because I
laughing
used to
like,
listen to the commentators to
yeah.
see who knew what, and he used to really give out real life fundamental tutelage during fights.
He used to have this smile that would just he just always like I'd be like, damn, bro, I was always happy this brother,
I
man. It
think I
was
can't hear you, Norbs, at all.
you can't hear me? Everybody else hears me. You should be able to hear me now. You hear me now?
There isn't a volume.
All right. MAW says not just any Tom, Dick, or Harry gets to rise up and be heavyweight champion of the world. It takes a real skill. A lot of fans are disrespectful. They're capable of achieving the same respect. Now, listen. I mean, this is when heavyweights were heavyweights. This is when the cream of the crop, the greatest heavyweights, Ali, I mean, Frazier. Like this is what it was. I mean, man. Man, Big George, man. Good looking, Michael. Late night. It's absolutely crazy to say the least. I'm actually going. I'm looking through the Twitter timeline. There's a lot of people talking about it right now. Anybody want to call up? I'm gonna
Yeah,
run
that's a
the.
heavy blow.
I'm gonna put the number through the. You guys should be able to see a number across the screen right now. You guys want to call up and shout out Big George or whatever you guys want to do. I'm gonna put the number in the chat just in case if you guys want to call up. I think that's what threw my audio off actually, which is weird. Hold on, thanks now. Let me put up this number. It's crazy. I was not expecting to have a show tonight. It's kind of crazy. I'm gonna put this in the chat real quick if anybody wants to call up and give their favorite George Foreman story real quick.
I can hear you through the stream on YouTube, but I can't hear you.
Yeah, I don't know. I just posted it right now. That's the number right there. You said you can't hear me? Hold on, let me just fix your audio. You should be able to, but we'll figure it out. Hold on 1 second. Oopsie. What was I doing there? Let me check your audio real quick. Everything seems to be good. You should be able to. Yeah. We'll figure it out. USB audio device refresh. I just refreshed it, so it should be good now. Yeah, you hear me now? I don't know if Hamza hears me. What was it? George and Larry Merchant that commentated fights? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was George and Larry for years. You know what I mean? Damn, I don't even know what to say, dog. This shit's crazy. George Foreman, like, it hasn't really like.
No, I can't hear you through the software, but the chat can. But everybody can hear you through YouTube because I got the channel.
Yeah. Why don't you go out and come back in, and I'll bring you back. Go out and come back in. I'm fixing Hamza, his stuff right now. Anybody want to call up? Please call up right now. You have the opportunity to sound off real quick. George Foreman has passed away. Back out and come back in. There you go. George Foreman has passed away. Rest in peace, Big George. Shit, dude. I don't even know what to say to that one, man. Like, I'm kind of like stuck on stupid right now. You back? You hear me? You should be good now.
Yo.
You hear me? And that.
I hear Nathan.
I don't know, man. It's you good on my end. I hear you. All right, Hamza fell off. Man, we go to the one mic. Oh shit, man. Rest in peace, Big George. My bad, y'all. Tried to bring Hamza back on, but Something's going on with his audio. The thing called. Sometimes it happens. This is technology. Technology sometimes messes stuff up. But yeah. I mean, for those out there that are fans of Big George, shout out, rest in peace, George Foreman. My prayers go out to his family, all of his sons, his wife, his grandkids. You know, his fans, the people that loved him. A lot of people love Big George. So just wanted to send a shout to everyone. It's kind of ironic that he died at 76 and had 76 wins. That's kind of crazy. Like that is absolutely insane. I'm not even gonna cap. Like that's crazy. Wow. Big George, man. Shit. Can we hold on? We're connecting to your channels. I don't know what the hell that means. Chat. I don't know if my chat's still going. It should be. All right, we're still live. Good job. We're good. Okay. Jesus Christ. Sorry about that, y'all. Oh, man. R.I.P. George Foreman. On that note, man, I mean, again, for those out there that didn't catch the news, George Foreman has passed away at the age of 76 years old. My prayers go out again to his family. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'll be back maybe tomorrow, but you know the show's on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. I appreciate everybody who's been supporting the show, supporting myself, my co-host Christine, everybody that comes on the show. Shout out to all of y'all. You know what I mean? So, on that note, I'm going to sign off. I appreciate everyone. Much love. We are out of here. And I can't even go to my outro.